You are now listening to Ride With Me, the Fraternity Podcast.
Welcome to Ride With Me, episode 20. Today is September 12th, 2029 in the morning, the day after 9/11. 19 years. Can you guys believe that? Well, you guys weren't even born yet.
Nope.
Speaking of you guys, I got my son, Julian, and my son, Nicholas, in the studio. Guys, say hi.
Hi.
Hello,
And by the way,
fellow
it's a
people.
garage.
Oh, here we go again with the garage, throwing me under the bus. All right, everybody knows it's a garage. Okay. But yeah, it was the day after 9/11. I was in college taking just some random classes to do something with my life when it happened. And I remember the day it happened.
Okay.
So they canceled class for the week. I think a week later we went back, and since my English professor was like a Vietnam veteran, dude, I guess he was having flashbacks. Like, he just sat on his desk and he didn't even give us instructions. He just, like, he was lost, and you can see like he was going through some, what is that, PTS? What's that word?
PTSD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was having it bad, dude. And then I think like a week and a half later, 2 weeks later, he kind of snapped out of it, and he apologized. But it was ugly seeing him like that. And I say that it was ugly seeing him like that because he was a good professor. He was a cool teacher. He even helped me out, man. Like, when I needed help and I couldn't afford the books, he would send me to a library and here, go to this library. Even if it was in Camarillo, I would drive from Austin to Camarillo to go get the book, and we would go visit him at his job. And for his birthday, I took him a cake. That's how cool of a teacher he
Damn.
was. Yeah.
Damn.
I actually reached out to him this past January for like New Year's,
Yeah.
and he was still around. I emailed him again a month later or two. He never responded. So hopefully that Mr. Eric Boys, for those of you that listen and had a Mr. Eric Boys, shout out to him. Good. It was a good professor for me. But you guys, what do you guys know about 9/11?
Well, I know that plane's headed for the Twin Towers and crashed into it, killing a lot of people. And then another plane headed for the Pentagon. And then the last plane was headed for LA but didn't make it and crashed in a field.
Is that what you know? What do you know?
And that the two Twin Towers collapsed.
That's all you guys know? Dude, I still remember Pearl Harbor.
Damn.
Just
Were you
kidding.
even
I was like,
alive?
I was like, I don't know about that, man.
I'm just playing. Yeah, guys, you guys didn't get to live through that. It was the country was really, really sad. It was bad. Anybody, you didn't have to be patriotic.
Yeah.
You became patriotic.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I was 19 years old, walking around with an American flag. Like, everywhere I had that little American flag in my hand. Just like I was messed up. I was a little racist, and I went over to the liquor store around the corner from the house. Actually, around the corner from your grandma's house, the one by the gasoline station.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I went to that liquor store, and since they were Arabic, they're Middle Eastern people, I was waving the flag in their face. I was being disrespectful.
Damn.
Bad of me,
Yeah.
but the country was going through somehow that those few months or so now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the world's been the same since. It's just like a lot of
Yeah.
know.
No, I mean, I was in first grade, but so vague understanding still at the time. You know, I just knew something had happened. We had it on. I was in class. We had the news on in our class, watching it. But you guys gotta realize that at that time, I mean, I understand later on. At that time, I was in first grade. Was at like 7 years old, 6, 7 years old. So I didn't really fully understand the magnitude of what was going on till like a few years later, when they explained it to me a little bit better. Then I finally had a full grasp of like the whole thing that was going on, and nothing like this has really ever happened since probably Pearl Harbor, where we were attacked. So we were this big super mega country, right? That, you know, this big powerful and almost untouchable country get attacked on our soil
with our own planes.
Yeah, I mean,
like our own. We're being attacked with our own ammunition, if you want to say.
And it wasn't one plane; it was 3. Supposed to be 4.
It was supposed to be 4.
And they hit they targeted major cities, New York and the Pentagon. That was a big message, and you know, so it shocked a lot of people.
But you know that the World Trade Center, that wasn't the first attempt. They tried back in '93.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
they put a car bomb underneath in the parking structure,
No shit. Huh?
and the bomb went off, but it didn't do what they wanted it to do,
Yeah.
which was to knock the building down. I don't know much about it.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
didn't even heard of that.
yeah, that's 93,
Yeah,
dude.
so it really shocked the country, and you could like your dad was saying, it really went when people were really everyone bonded together to regroup and kind of come back stronger as a whole. And it was, I mean, again, like I said, at the time I was really young, couldn't really fully grasp what was going on, but after a few years, gain some knowledge, and it was explained. Then you really look back and you're like, dang, that was a crazy time.
The only thing that bothers me about all the all those again, dude, I'm so annoyed with Facebook. Like, people put the conspiracy this, conspiracy that, la 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 la. The beams only melt are only break at this heat and
Oh,
la
the
la
steel.
la la. Yeah, I'm
steel
like,
only melts at
yeah,
this
but
degree.
think about it. The steels have been burning for hours. They had to have collapsed at one point. They're burning up. Is the heat is adding up. Again, conspiracy this, conspiracy that. It is what it is. It happened. Whether if it was conspiracy or not, it happened. Whether Pearl Harbor was a conspiracy or not, it happened. There's nothing that we can do to change what already happened. Mm-hmm. Let's go back to the Kobe thing. Everybody was saying the guy shouldn't have been flying to the thing. But guess what? It happened. There's nothing that we can do to change what already happened. Now, hurry up, somebody, with the DeLorean time machine, and let's fix this. But, it happened. It is what it is. So a little history for you guys, since we're talking about history. How's school going for you, Nick? How's distance learning for you?
Distance learning has been like easy, hard, like 50-50. Just really complicated because it's on computers. So like if the internet isn't working.
Whoa. Don't give me the internet's not working. I pay for the good one.
I know, but I'm saying sometimes the internet goes out like in the room, and then it's hard to explain because you're live on there with your teachers.
Okay.
So it goes out sometimes and it kicks you out.
Is their internet, right? Not mine.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that makes sense because also my internet provider told me the same thing, that hey, during peak times when a lot of people are on the internet,
boots?
it's through the server. So yeah, so it reduces the amount of speed because everyone's is on the internet.
So it's not my internet.
No,
it's
it's
everybody's.
It's just everyone's.
I was about to call and complain.
Yeah, because my cousin. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, my cousin. His daughter came over yesterday, unannounced.
Don't you just hate when people show up unannounced?
It's just
Ricky showed up unannounced.
I was invited today.
Dude, I was desperate. I had nobody.
I love having people over, but it's just different when you get off a shift at 2 a.m. and you get a call at 7 a.m. saying, "Hey, buddy, I'm 20 minutes away. Can I come by?" I'm not the person to say no.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping, but
I think we did it the last time we went to Oxnard. We had like an hour to kill, and we're like, well, this person didn't answer their phone. I'm against that 100%. Hey, so and so, we're in the area. Can my wife come and see your grandkids? Because that's really why we hit her up. Yeah. And she's like, yeah, come on down, whatever. But we really don't like. It's the same thing. If we don't like it done to us, we don't like doing it for them. But back to your guys' distance learning.
The internet slowing down.
The internet slowing down.
Yeah, that's really.
Other than that, what about your classes?
The classes are good. We only have 4 classes. They don't give us all of them.
How long are they?
Like, so it's either 60 minutes or 90 minutes.
Wait,
it depends. I guess it depends.
Yeah.
Like, so I think like
16 or
60 an hour.
60. Okay, 60.
Yeah, an hour or 90 minutes per class. Yeah, and then they give us like a 15-minute break in between each class.
You think all 4 classes are either 60 or 90 minutes?
Yeah. I think only one is like 60 minutes, but the rest are like 90.
Yeah, the other day he was like, "I'm done by 11 o'clock." Well, must be nice. I wish work was like that too. Well, it is.
Well, yeah, like it is. Mine's not.
So those of you guys who are listening, if you're listening, you work with me. I do. I take advantage of my 8 hours. Anyways, any teachers you liked, teachers that you had before?
I mean, yeah, my PE coach.
Your PE coach, same as last year.
Wait,
they just give us a lot of projects.
Are you doing PE right now, like during this online?
Yeah, he sends us videos, like workout videos, like 15, 20 minutes, and then we just do that, and then we tell him when we're done.
Wait, so when he sends you the videos, do you guys just tell him, hey, I'm done, or you gotta send a video like, hey, here's the proof that I did the exercise?
Well, I mean, he gives us like an exit ticket kind of thing at the end, and then we have
What's
to
that?
write it. It's like to leave class, and we just fill it out. But I mean, I don't think they don't make us send a video that we did.
Because I know when the pandemic first hit and they had to start doing their schooling here at the house, he had a C in PE, so he emails his teacher like, what can I do to make that go up?
Yeah.
So that's when we kind of got into the Pokemon Go and started walking the park. So that's 30 miles, dude.
Yeah,
In an hour,
yeah.
that's 30 miles. So he started emailing his teacher and saying, hey, look, we're walking with my family. And so what did you do for the teacher to believe that? Because your C went to an A.
Well, I mean, it's because I didn't get the Google Classroom invite, so I didn't have his class, so I wasn't doing any of the work.
Okay.
And so then I emailed him to send it to me, and then when he did send it to me, I started doing all the workouts. He gave us a list of workouts that we could do, and then the warm-up, and then we just had to, like, type it in what we did that week.
Dude, Let even had them doing that P25. They were on it.
Yeah,
Like
good.
Insanity.
Yeah.
He hates it. We had it out here at one point.
No, I mean, I had the P90X. I
Yeah.
liked it, dude. I mean, it's a good intensity workout. You know, it's kind of good for like a nice little, I don't say beginner, but
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be a good little beginner workout session.
Do you miss physically going to school? Do you rather be at school or do it over the internet?
I'd rather be doing it at school because it's probably easier at school because we just have to pull out our binder and flip through what we need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
on
was gonna-
computers, we have to like search up all these tabs, and sometimes it's blocked,
Yeah.
so we have to like find another way to go around it.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask. So, how's the learning experience? Do you feel like you're learning more when at school, or learning more now through the online?
I mean, I think it's learning more here because they give us so much homework, and so many projects,
Oh, okay.
and so it's like more
Okay.
information.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And I think there's less distractions, right? Because over there, you
I
got
would
your
argue the
friends
opposite.
and you got girls.
I think it's the same because
Yeah,
like our cousins,
he ignored my he ignored my statement. Go ahead.
because like our cousins are around us and they're learning too, and they're like talking on the mic and everyone's making noises. So like
I know you were annoyed on Wednesday when I came over for lunch and you were like, Julian, stop talking and do
yeah,
your homework.
everyone was here, so like it was so noisy and I'm trying to concentrate.
Yeah.
Especially they don't repeat it twice; they just keep going, and we have to catch up. So it's distracting when everyone's being loud.
Okay.
Just like quiet.
'Cause
Is
I'm the type of
perfect.
person where I'm a hands-on person. I gotta learn hands-on. You know, I gotta write stuff down, ask questions. You know, I gotta see things written out.
Yeah.
That's just my learning style. Like that's just.
And
how
you know what?
learn
When I was in
best.
school, I couldn't like history.
Uh-huh.
It won't stick. Like that was when I was going to college. That was the
Yeah.
one class that I failed. Because
Really?
History does not stick, and then I came to the conclusion that I'm more of a hands-on kind of learner.
Yeah.
Like I'm more street smart, and I'm more like at work. Didn't know anything about beer, and now I'm teaching people
Mhm.
how to do a job or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but other than that, final question for you: you rather go back to school or continue doing distance learning?
I'd rather go back to school. Just
Okay.
hopefully this pandemic ends so we can go back.
Amen.
I know you were.
Amen to
He
that.
he hates the pandemic. We were supposed to go to Big Bear today. We were supposed to be in Big Bear right now.
Yeah.
We should have been casting our lines right now, but they were
This-
so pissed
this
off.
podcast should have been aired
At Big Bear. Oh, yeah.
Big Bear.
Yeah.
Right now,
But-
in the woods.
Yeah,
Nice.
but no, I was even like, dude, I bought like the portable now, and like, all right, perfect. I can take this on the road. Like this is connected. This device that I used to record on, you can use a USB. Perfect. We could have been on the road,
Yeah.
But it is what it is. I know Nicholas and Julian were pissed off. So now to you, Mijo, how is it going for you distance learning?
A little difficult because, like Nick said, we have to go through a maze of websites, and sometimes the internet lags and
No.
boots us out.
Question: What do you have to go like? What do you mean when you say that you have to go through a maze of websites? Like, what are you guys
Well-
having to open up?
My teacher has us open up the Meet tab and Google Classroom because she has this planner
Uh-huh.
where we go get all our assignments. And the planner takes up most of the
I think-
internet and slows everything down.
Yeah, you know what? It makes sense. It
Ah.
makes sense because Nick had a file that I had to sign, and so I'm at work, so he sends me the link. I click on it and it says you're not part of the, you need to be invited to this. So he sends me the link again with the invitation. I log in. I can't sign it. So then I download the file and then use one of those sign apps. So then,
DocuSigns?
boom, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I send it back to him. Then we had to download the same doc app for his phone so then he can sign it and then email it back to. It was a pain in the neck, dude.
Yeah, it's much easier with paper. Like, just take paper home with you and then just take it back to school when it's done signed.
Yeah, it was a pain in the butt. Yeah, dude. But we figured it out.
But
So
I
think that's what he means by mazes.
But the thing is, like, why didn't they do that early on? Like, what if they knew that was going to happen?
Well, that happens during the year, bro. Like, they'll have a field trip in the middle of the year, and they want this document signed. So I think, what was the paper for, mijo?
It was for science, like the beginning of the year, where like she's telling you about herself and what we're
Okay,
doing.
then yeah, it should have been
yeah.
something to begin. You're right, Rick. Okay, mijo. So
right,
go back to your mazes, mijo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so our teacher wants us to open up a bunch of websites, and most of them are blocked, like Nick said, because of iBoss.
Wait, what's iBoss and what's blocked about them? Yeah, I'm just. This is so
iBoss
new, I don't
is
know.
like, is what the school district,
Uh-huh.
the whole district blocks from the kids. So some of the links that our teachers send us are blocked by iBoss.
And they still use them even though they know that they're blocked?
Well, our teacher doesn't know that they're blocked because the district did it. And I don't think they told them about it.
I hope so.
Yeah, now I'm freaking hating
Oh
distance
my
learning, dude.
All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead, mijo.
Yeah, so, and like I said, the planner takes most of the Wi-Fi, so it's kind of hard to get everything loaded fast. It's just difficult.
So that's you rather go back to school.
Yeah.
But I heard you got your same teacher.
Oh, yeah, I got my teacher from 5th grade.
You know what's funny? That when he was in the 3rd grade, he heard who his 4th grade teacher was going to be, and he was not happy about that. But now his 5th teacher happens to be the same teacher as 4th grade, and he loves it, dude. Like, why were you guys afraid of her?
3rd grade.
3rd grade?
Yeah, it was Mr. Espinosa, and then the 5th grade was Miss Espinosa.
So shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Espinosa. No, he was really happy, and my wife even called the teacher and let her know, hey, Julian is very excited that you're going to be his teacher again this year.
Nice.
So yeah, he was cool about that.
So how are you liking it? Like the actual, I guess, the online learning.
I hate it.
What besides internet issues and going through all these pop-ups and mazes, what about it don't you like?
It's just that it's harder to pull up your homework digitally because if you were in school, all you had to do was take out your binder,
Yeah.
flip through the pages.
Yeah.
And since you're online, you have to go back to your Google Classroom, go through classwork, and look for your assignment.
Okay. Now question.
And then some, no, you know what? But sometimes also, I get what he's saying because your homework is on a piece of paper. You turn it in, boom, you're done.
Yeah.
So he got in trouble a lot last year when the pandemic started because he wasn't submitting. I guess he was doing the work, and then on Saturdays we get a notification from the teacher. Hey, he didn't turn in this. He didn't turn in that. So we're on his behind. Like we're like lecturing him. We're on top of it, and then he shows us the work is done. The work looks correct. He just forgot to hit a certain, like, I was like, so, but there goes your grade for the week, man.
Yeah,
You can't change that. And even though the work's there.
Okay,
So I get what he's saying by that. I mean,
it's a little bit something different, a little tedious.
yeah.
Do you feel that you're learning more or less?
Less because you could choose whether or not you can have your camera on for the Chromebook. And so sometimes during the middle of the class, our teacher, Miss Espinosa, has to tell kids, turn on your cameras. I need to see that you're physically there.
Oh, really?
And in school, she could
Wow.
she could see to see all our faces, and be
Yeah,
like
yeah.
boom, 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 get everything done.
Damn! Boom! 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 I actually had a conversation with the wife the other day because she saw what her mom went through when they all graduated. So you know the reception, the walking down the stage, and all that. Blah, blah, blah. I never got to see any of that. So I kind of told her, I'm like, no. I'm gonna see my kids walk on that stage. He's gonna walk around with his gown. He's gonna wear the hat. And when all his students, freaking classmates, throw the hat in the air, I want to see him do that because I didn't get to do that. I mean, I did it for 8th grade, but is that really graduation?
Yeah.
No.
Come on.
She was like, well, high school is no. I want to see him on 8th grade. I want to see them for high school, and I want to see them for college. That hat better be thrown in the air 3 times in my lifetime.
Yeah. No,
Them.
Yeah.
That's because, again, I didn't get that opportunity. Dude, I wish I could be doing distance learning right now. Right now, to me, any learning would have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I personally want them back in school. I feel that they will learn more at school.
I agree. It's just when you're in that type of environment, everything around you kind of just sets everything to, okay, this is a learning environment.
Yeah.
Because I took online classes in college because I knew they were easy, and I wanted to just have one class to chill and know, okay, this is an easy A, and I can get ahead of it also. So it's at your own pace.
So before I dismiss you guys, any last words?
Also, we're probably losing social skills because
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay.
I do got one
Good
more
point.
we're
Good
just
point.
stuck home with
Good
our
point.
family, so
Yeah.
it's just our family.
Now, I just got one more question. Do any of y'all are any of you guys able to do work ahead of time? Or is it just they send you from today's lesson, like if I was your teacher, after today's lesson, only you guys can do the work after I'm done. You guys can't already do it ahead of time and have questions afterwards.
Well, I mean, I think Joe's teacher did that last year, but my teacher, no.
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
Yours?
we had to do the lesson and then the work.
Well, my teacher lets us work on it in the office hour, in school. But when the school over and we still need questions like help, like what is this? She has this office hours where after our lunch is over, from 1:10 to 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
She has the thing still on the meet, and we can go in there, ask her questions like, okay, what is this? What is that?
Yeah.
So we can still ask her questions.
So you can't do work ahead of time, and if you have questions about certain problems or something, you can't ask during the actual live class when she's teaching the lesson. It's all.
Well, I
it's
mean,
only
you
live.
can if she puts everyone else to work and
Yeah.
she's just sitting there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
All right.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being on the podcast, boys.
Yep.
Mhm.
Go inside and start doing your chores so you can start playing some Call of Duty.
All right.
Some
Wait,
Fortnite.
Fortnite.
That's
Call of
what I
Duty
meant. That's what I
sucks.
meant. Whoa.
Some more Cobra Kai.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna catch up, dude. That's a good show. All right, go. So, Ricky, now that the kids are gone, let's
Yes.
talk about the bliss across the street. Yeah, right. Our wives would kill us. Nah, the reason why I had you come on was because the other day, again, half the shit they post on Facebook, I don't believe. Every time somebody, I'm not trying to judge anybody, not criticizing anybody, but when I see, oh, my 15-year-old is missing, hey, my 16-year-old got kidnapped, hey, my 27-year-old's been missing for a couple of days, are they really kidnapped? I see it as they're at that age where they're rebelling and they're going to run away from home. Example, I think it was Wednesday, a guy on La Puente Buzz on the Facebook page, La Puente Buzz, started live streaming a radio call. It said that these two guys in a red PT Cruiser kidnapped this girl on, I think, Temple and Azusa, right? The guys took off. They found him. They found the car again on the freeway, on the 60 freeway, I guess heading towards LA. I guess they ran the plates, and the plates were an LA address, and that's exactly where they found the car going to, somewhere in LA. They finally, after like, I'm going to say 15, 20 minutes maybe, the pursuit didn't even last long. They pulled over. They arrested two guys. But what caught my attention was that the 16-year-old that was kidnapped was uncooperative.
Yeah.
So was she really kidnapped, or was she running away from home?
So, being an officer, I run into these quite a bit. And I know you kind of asked me this yesterday, and so, like I'll tell listeners, I mean, we never know, and of course, my job is I'm going to assume the worst. It's that, hey, this kidnap is legit, this missing child is legit, and I got to take it serious. Of course, until we do our investigation and find out, and like I told you, unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, when I have yet to have a kidnap call. No, I lied. There was one, but I've yet to have the one, and I'll explain the one time that was actually legit. I have yet to have a kidnap call where I get there and I talk to, it's obviously usually a parent. I'm like, hey, what happened? Oh, the baby daddy came and he dropped off. We got an argument and he took off with the kids, and he said he's not coming back. I'm like, okay, do you have a custody order? No. I'm like,
then
well,
it's not. You know
you
what?
can't-
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but going from an experienced
Yeah.
person that got custody of his kids, listen to people out there right now. If there is no legal document of a court order signed by a judge, sorry, but that is not a kidnapping.
Yeah, and that's what I tell them all the time. I'm like, ma'am or sir, a parent cannot kidnap their kid. If you have a court order saying that you have custody or majority custody or just anything, and it's not their day or not their weekend, even then, it's hard to say it's kidnapping. They can still get in trouble for it.
Yeah.
Where they can lose more time, like more custody. But especially if there's no order, a parent could not kidnap their kid. And unfortunately, I get that so much. And all it is parental beats.
Example, when I first came out here, I connected with one of the guys. He was actually on the podcast already. And he hit me up and he was like, hey, dude, so my baby's mom wants to take my son to Mexico. And she pretty much doesn't want to bring him back in time or something like that. He was telling me, I don't want to bring her. She's not going to bring him back. Or it's like during my visit times or whatever. And I told him, sadly, bro, you have to let it happen. It's her visitation time. She can take him to Mexico. If there's court order that says she can take him to Mexico, she can take him to Mexico. If she is going to not bring him back, you kind of have to let that happen. So let's say she takes him to Mexico and she's supposed to be back in 7 days at 12 o'clock. Homie, by 12:15, if she's not there, you call the cops. Mm-hmm. That's considered kidnapping. But in the meantime, you kind of just have to let it happen. With me, that's what a lot of the stuff, a lot of the issues with the kids, even though it pissed me off that I know that this was going to happen, or I knew this was going to happen, or blah, 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 I kind of just had to let it happen. Yeah. She was going to take the kids to Arizona, but in reality, I knew she was going to Vegas. Mm-hmm. So we went to court for some reason, and I kind of tried to stop it. And the judge is like, and this is why I gave him that advice. So we went to court, and the judge is like, okay, well, you can take the kids to Arizona. And I'm like, Judge, Your Honor, but she's not taking them to Arizona. She's going to Vegas. What happens when she doesn't show up at the time that I'm supposed to see my kids? You're saying she can be gone for 5 days, but what happens on the 6th day? And his response was priceless. Then she'll be seeing her kids from behind a glass. Yeah. That made me just, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. You think she went to Arizona? You think she went to Vegas? Nope. My kids were at the door 2 days later. Yeah. So that was my advice to him, dude. You kind of have to let it happen. Yeah, if she's going to go to Mexico and she's telling you she's not going to bring him back, mm-hmm. then you have that as evidence already. 2, you have to, again, I'm repeating myself over and over again. You have to let it happen. Young parents out there right now listening to my podcast, you kind of have to let things happen. Because then the ball is in your court.
And not only that, I know a lot of parents don't want to go to the whole court stuff here and there. Blah,
it's
blah,
a pain in the
blah.
ass.
It is, but at the end of the day, if you get that piece of paper with at least a custody order, that helps out so much, like legality wise. Dude, because without that, it's nothing. They can leave and nothing can happen.
For the first few years, that paper was on my hand 24/7 in my car. A copy on the desk, a copy in my room, a copy underneath my mattress. Yep. I had a copy everywhere.
Because unless these are the most best co-parents that are separated ever, eventually things can go awry and people can be upset and they can hold on to the kids longer and longer and longer all they want. Yeah. And until, things are actually said and signed by a judge saying this is what I believe is fair for custody. It's just, if something ever goes wrong, it's a little savior for investigative purposes. Yeah. But we can actually do something about it. Because when we get that call, that's the first thing we ask. Do you have a custody order? No. What do you want us to do?
Nothing we can do about it.
We're not, it's not a crime then.
It's not. And that's, like I said, now that the kids get older and stuff, like, yeah, we have a custody order. Yeah, we have what visitations, where, and blah, blah, blah. And then there's actually this last court order. We kind of just agreed on it on our own. Yeah. We just put it on paper.
Which is, that's usually okay.
Yeah. I don't even think it's, no, I'm not going to say I don't even think. I know it's not even signed by the judge, but because that's what we came up with. And we're abiding by it. You know, like, hey, you want me to
As
drop
long
off the
as
kids?
it's signed.
You want me to drop the kids in Valencia every other Friday at 8:00? Boom, done. You just have to pick them up by 1:00 on Sunday, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Friday to Sunday, we came up with that agreement, and we've been doing it. It's been working.
Yeah.
And do I want to see my kids gone for almost over 48 hours? No, because I know where they're going.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's, you know, again, am I afraid that one day she's not going to show up to drop them off? Kinda.
I'm
But
sure
again,
falls on the back of the
you
head. Yeah.
kind of have to let things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back to the whole 16, 17, 18-year-olds so-called being kidnapped. Again, I don't believe they're kidnapped. I believe that they are just rebelling and
Yeah.
running away and going with the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And,
Going,
I mean,
so on the flip side, on the complete opposite from kidnapped to, let's just say, missing or something, or runaways.
yeah.
Yeah, I have yet to have. Yeah, I personally have yet to have. Cause I was trying to think if there's any other time in my short, 3-year career, I have yet to have one missing where it's legit. When we find the missing kid, first thing we ask, why'd you run away? Oh, I got upset. I was mad at this. They didn't let me do this. It's by their own accord. By their own accord. Not that they got taken away. It was by their own accord that they were like, I'm mad, so I left.
Yeah,
And they're
I
at a
believe
friend's
it.
house. They went to a girlfriend's house, or they stayed the night at friends or girlfriends.
Yeah.
Usually 9 times out of 10 for me that I've experienced, that's been the case. I literally had one yesterday. This chick ran away, and she called us. She's like, I want to go back home. I ran away. I'm upset. So we went like, hey, why'd you run away? She was like, I just got in a fight with my mom. I'm upset. I didn't want to see her.
Yeah.
But she was like 10 blocks away from her house in South Central.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, we'll give you a ride right now. Get in our car and we'll take you there. We talked to the mom. Yeah. She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we got in a fight. But the mom didn't even call the police. She was like, oh, I was about to go search for her. I'm like, I can tell. I'm looking at her. I'm like, stop it. I can see you didn't give a shit. But you know what? Your kid's here safe.
Yeah.
And I gave her kind of a little lecture. You got to talk to her because something could have easily could have happened where it could have been serious.
Yeah.
And so, but it's just kind of it's a scary thing, especially when you work in a bad area where you see kids that ran away. And like I said, most times they're at their friend's house. They just they're not answering the phones or anything like that. They turn all that off because they want to be away from the parents because they that poor communication skills is just there. And sometimes kind of hard.
I feel like some kids don't have that, again, I just like to escape. Like I honestly, even myself at freaking 38 years old the other day, and I love my wife, I love the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just like, when I take the kids to visit, to go with the mom, it's an hour drive there and an hour drive back. And I tell my wife, I'm like, nothing against you, babe, I just look forward to those 2 hours. She goes like, what? I'm like, because that's when I feel I can be me, homie. No joke. I'm jamming to NSYNC. I'm jamming to the Backstreet Boys. I'm jamming to music that she says is depressing, but to me, that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And to me,
Yeah.
I feel like those 2 hours are the only times that I can be the 17, 16, 15-year-old me again.
As they say, your authentic self.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I come back to the real world. Before I had issues, dude, I would go and freaking, doesn't matter what time of the day, midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. I had the pier, Wanimi Pier, just right there.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my escape. And that's the one thing I told her a long time ago. Like, video games are my escape. That's because that's what I have out here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. People that can't find an escape, that's what they go to.
Oh yeah, yeah. That is
So
escape.
to me, to be able to play video games right now, it helps me. Look, sometimes I'm on it for 10 minutes. Sometimes I'm on it for an hour. Sometimes I'm on it for 3 hours. It just depends on the environment that I'm playing with. And before, it used to be the beach. Dude, I would stay at the beach for hours just watching the ocean. Just like I felt like the waves kind of took away my problems for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And there was actually a study that the color blue does that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I heard. I'm like, that's why I like the beach. Again, some of these kids, with everything that's going on in the world, some of these kids don't have that escape. Like I know Layla, that's why she didn't want to be here. Layla left because we had rules and responsibilities. She wanted to be able to go out with her friends and all this stuff. And like I told her, all I want is better grades. Give me better grades and the world is at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Look at Nick, 13 years old, has a cell phone. Maybe he doesn't have service, but he has a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
They have their Xbox, the Switch, and they have everything that they want because they're giving me good grades.
Yeah, it was earned.
Now, Nick lately has been like kind of like rebelling and kind of like being with attitude and sassy and stuff like that.
It's that time though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
He's
that time.
13 years old, and whatever's gonna help him escape, I understand what needing an escape is. So then it's gonna make it easy for me. It makes it easier for me to understand what he wants, what he needs. At the moment with this freaking pandemic, there's a lot of shit we can't do.
Yeah.
You know, the other day he wanted to go. Like it was him. It was out of the blue. It was him. Dad, let's go for a walk. Like it's 6 a.m, but it's perfect because it's not hot. Let's go for a walk. All right, okay. That was all him.
Mm-hmm.
We opened the front door or the curtain or whatever, and my car's covered in ash. Yeah, that's not safe for us to go for a walk.
Not breathing in this
Right.
cancer.
And that's what I told him right now. This morning, I'm gonna turn on the AC, but it's hot. I'm okay. It's cold. Go ahead and just turn on the AC, but the fan, because they're saying right now that this is the better air to be breathing. The air that the AC is producing because it's going through filtered.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even the radio yesterday, Valentine in the morning was saying about the air filters, like the filters in your car. Use the settings to your car where it's circulating inside your car.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it bring in the outside air. He's right. This is the cleanest air we have. So
Which
again,
is sad because it's I mean, it's better, but it's not the greatest still. You know
No,
what
I know.
And
I know.
But
So again,
100% right.
I understand what an escape he's gonna need.
Yeah.
It's just right now it's bad. I don't have a problem taking him to the park and me sitting at a bench and just let him walk it off. Go ahead by himself. If that's what he wants, go ahead, do it by yourself. Or taking him to the beach and letting him walk down to the pier by himself. Sometimes you need that alone time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
parents don't understand that, and they want to helicopter their kids, and they want to or be on them 24/7, that they run away. It's not a kidnapping. If they're going with somebody that they know, again, back to the thing that happened in La Puente a couple of days ago. The girl was uncooperative. What does that mean? That means that somebody called it as a kidnapping, but it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, kind of going back to that whole thing, it's no, like you said, your escape was like the beach, video games, where mine was because I love the beach as well, and mine was surfing. Even if sometimes if there was no waves to catch, I was just out there just feeling, just the ocean underneath.
Yeah.
That was just to me relaxing. Second, if I was home and I had some sort of beef, whatever, or I was upset with parents or whatever the case was, or I was being selfish like a little brat, I had a basketball court right outside my house. Just go out there for hours, decompress.
Speaking of real quick, speaking of basketball,
yeah,
my kids are still making fun of me that you beat me in sandals. And I was like, no, bullshit. He cheated. He went to college and he played basketball in college. That's cheating.
I gave the warning. I'm like, hey, they're like, oh, when your brothers were like, hey, he's gonna beat you in sandals. I'm like, hey, I played 2 years of college basketball, so I mean, it's sandal. I could have played barefoot. The skills don't go away, unfortunately.
No, yeah, they were still making fun of
that
me.
upper hand.
They were still making fun of me because we tried to record a podcast the other day. Because I was like, I didn't have anybody come over, and I tried doing the by myself thing, and it's not. I just can't speak to myself. We were talking about distance learning, and they only gave me like 10 minutes of audio. Look at with you today, and actually having they actually thought about what they're gonna say, what they needed to say, and ended up being the first half of the podcast.
Yeah, no, I mean, like you told them, I was just been so curious because my college experience of online. Well, it was like I said, to me, it was an easy A.
But
it was needed to relax.
You wanted to hear, and that's what I told him.
Yeah.
Like Ricky wants to hear what you guys think about distance learning because he's curious. Because you as an adult doing that's a lot easier, I guess, for an adult than it would be for kids.
100%. Like I can't imagine myself doing. I mean, even then, I didn't. I'm not that old, 26 years old, and one that long ago. But still, I just can't imagine myself at that time online. Like I'm such
Dude, there was
an ADD kid.
somebody posted
somebody
posted a picture of their kid on La Puente Bus, the Facebook page, and it was like my 5-year-old first day of school,
Yeah,
and they expect
like
her
that.
to know how to send emails and la 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 la.
Like, I don't
Dude,
understand that.
the picture of the child she looked so confused. You know how they say a picture tells
Yeah.
1,000 words?
Yeah.
Homie, I think it said 1,000,000.
Yeah,
Her
I-
face looked so confused. I felt so bad for that kid.
My cousin is a kindergarten teacher, and she's the same thing. I'm just like, what? But it sucks because it means the parents or someone has to be there 24/7 because they can't just hop on the laptop and start putting in passwords and open Google Class
Yeah.
and everything. Like, I'm like, so they gotta be there for those school days.
Yeah, and then a lot of these
Or
parents,
someone.
a lot of these parents that need to be at work. You know,
Yeah.
like for example, they asked my wife, "Hey, you know, one of her sisters, hey, can you, you know, just ride by my house and at this time so you can just log in my daughter to freaking her class?" And my wife's like, "But I'm already teaching the twins, and I can't be at two places at once.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to come and bring them to me." And that was the frustration that I had when we first moved out here. Letty was being stretched all over the place. It is what it is, past tense. But yeah,
Exactly.
she told her. I mean, I at least now she was able to say no.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't be at two places at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. It's hard
Yeah.
for these parents. That I mean, I'm lucky that I have my wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because in the past, 7 years that we've been together, she hasn't worked and she's focused her time on the kids. And I feel that Nick might get a scholarship for college, thanks to her.
Yeah.
Because of what she's done with them and for them. And honestly, dude, no matter how much I hate living paycheck to paycheck, but at the end of the day, it's the sacrifices that you make for your kids.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to grow up. They're not going to need her. Like I say, they're going to wipe their own ass. They don't
At
need
some
her.
point.
At some point, they'll wipe their own ass. They're not going to need her. And then she'll go to work. I think one of her aunts did the same thing.
Yeah.
After her kid hit a certain age, she went back to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's like what my dad said early on. Damn, I'm trying to remember. I was a teenager. That's what I do know. And right now I can't remember exactly how it got brought up. But the one thing he told me, I asked him a question, and he just, I think it was along the lines of like, oh, Dad, I want to, something, when you're little, hey, Dad, I want to do what you do. And he told me like, no, I want you to do,
I have a
I
story
want
for
you
you.
to be better, than I am. That's my goal. My goal is for you, for me to do better than you, or
Yeah.
for you to do just as good as me. But no, I want you to do better, than I did.
I'll end the
Yeah.
podcast with this story. 2 stories, actually. One, my kids told me they wanted to do what I was doing. When I worked at Walmart,
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to do what I was doing. I'm like, no, you don't. If you're going to come work here, you're going to come as my boss.
Mhm.
You're not going to come here and do what I'm doing. I want you to get an education. So I'll leave it with this story. One day, I get promoted to days because when I first started at Walmart, it was overnights. 4 months later, they're like, no, we can use this guy during the day. They take me to during the day, and there's this little team. They have like a live at 5 or whatever, meaning that team was in charge to stock the items that move the most, meaning within an hour the shelves are empty kind of
Okay.
stuff. So
Okay.
I'm over here freaking stocking the Tides and everything, and like just boom, 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 the laundry detergent, the bleach, all that good stuff, right? This little boy walks up to he's walking with his mom, and he sees that I'm having a good time, bro. I am. I truly am. I'm having a good time. And he tells his mom, I want to do what he's doing. I turned around, dude. I looked at the little boy, and I straight looked in his eyes, straight, no, you don't. You need to stay in school, and you need to do something better than here. You don't want to do what I'm doing. Stay in school.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
sir. He had to have been like 5, 6
Yeah.
years old. He said he agreed. He said, okay, yes, sir. Okay. His mom looked at me and she whispered, thank you. Who is this guy that we don't know telling my son to stay in school? That was I believe that she felt that was the best advice I can give her
100%.
right there and
Yeah.
then. I want to do what he's doing. No, you don't. Stay in school. You don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Even my job. I love my job. But there's days that I say, I wish I would have continued school. Maybe high school, can't go back to high school because you can't turn time. But at least I should have continued. I should have stayed in college. I should have finished in college. I should have done something. I should have figured something out. I love what I do. But there's days that I wish that I stayed in school. And even to this day, I think I told my wife the other day, babe, I gotta think of a plan B. 38 years old thinking of a plan B, bro. I'm kind of late for that. But I know I can still do it.
Oh, yeah. No, there's always countless opportunities. It's just, you know, like, I mean, this is honestly like a good jumping point, you know. The opportunity arrives for you to start a podcast, and look how much, you know, how far you've come.
I get feedback from a lot of people, dude.
Yeah,
like
you know,
wow, that happened to you. Wow, that.
Yeah,
and
I
like,
mean,
even I had a conversation with a friend yesterday that I've known her for like 10 years. And she was like, I didn't even know your daughter was not yours.
Yeah, I mean,
so
look where you came. I mean, a lot of people will see this, like you said early on, like, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting your time? Like, look how far you've come from this, you know, and it's a great podcast, dude. You know, it's like, it's a way of therapy.
It is.
You know,
I can't go to the beach, so I come to my garage.
You come and you record.
And I record and I talk and get shit off my chest.
Yeah, it's great, dude. It gets you out, gets you talking to people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honestly like you've you know, like Theo said, man, you're blooming in this, and it shows.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, buddy. But again, thank you for the 4th appearance on my podcast. Mister, you should get a plaque somewhere on this wall. I'm going to put a plaque of all my guests. Actually, the wife is working on some Flat Tire Andy podcast mugs. Coffee mugs.
Yeah. Oh, you told me that last time I was here.
She's got the cricket, bro. She's working on it. Like, we're going to go shopping for mugs today.
Nice.
And so...
little take home.
Yeah, everybody's going to take a mug home now. I just got to get somebody else on here. But, buddy, like I end every podcast, thank you for riding with me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to Ride With Me, the Flat Tire Andy podcast. You can also listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean.